I hope one of you have got an idea that's going to solve the traffic problem. Because I tell you, that's not a safe thing, all these cars sitting outside here. Anyway, so I gave a good introduction. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just try and contextualize for you to give you a sense of what it is that we mean when we say safety ideas. Okay? And then Brandon's going to talk a lot more in detail about the Launch Lab and the support participants that it's just on. Okay. And the support that participants will get as they qualify through the process. Brandon will take care of that. So, yeah. So I think it's important, Santam's been on a journey for the last couple of years, really trying to focus on not just selling policies and insurance, but actually concerned about the safety of South Africans and their positions, the things that we insure. I mean, last year we launched an app that had a very cool function to help people keep track of each other as they move around, because that helps you to also be safer. And this program is a continuation of our focus in terms of the safety of people and the things that they insure. But safety is a broad concept. It can mean anything to anybody. It can mean medical things. It can mean things that protect you from harm in your house. It can mean many different things. So the aim of this workshop really is to allow people like yourselves to engage with us. We're going to show you a couple of examples of what we think safety ideas are. Okay, they're not products, and they are ideas. If you want to enter one of them, you could, but I think one of them exists already. So, but I think that's really the purpose of the session. So firstly, to engage with us around what we mean when we say safety ideas. And then secondly, there's obviously a process supporting this whole thing, and that's I think where Brandon will also talk a little about. Okay. I'll touch on it in a bit, but I think Brandon will really give a lot more detail about it. So here's 2 clips I'm going to play, as I said, to illustrate what we mean when we say safety, safety ideas. And then thereafter I'll talk a little more, and then we can chat some more.
Car jamming is a reality. It's one that means even when you think that your car is locked, it's not. The car jammer's frequency blasts the whole area, preventing your remote communicating to your car. Now, to put your mind at ease, you could always double check, right? You graduate to triple checking, followed by the quadruple. You get the picture. The way Santam sees it is that the signal jammer presents both the problem and the solution. We call it the jammer scanner, something like a car alarm for your car alarm. A small device that can fit onto your keyring. When the jamming signal is sent out, the scanner detects it. And it's that simple. Ideas like this can help make us all safer, which is why we want to know yours. With Santam's help and investment, your idea could become a one-of-a-kind safety solution. All it takes is one idea.
Okay, that's an example. It's a concept. I mean, you can go to the website. These videos are there as well. And if you want to have another look later.
Handbag snatching happens. It means when you're supposed to be enjoying a meal or a conversation, not all of you is. Your mind is on your bag. Keeping your mind on 2 things at once can be a little challenging. At Santam, we believe the trick to catching those with the knack of hiding things is to seek them. We call it the Romalet. It's a simple device that a lady can put into a handbag. As soon as that handbag moves a certain distance away from her, it will send an alert to her phone. A way of keeping an eye on your bag without keeping an eye on your bag. Ideas like these keep us safer, which is why we want to know yours. And with Santam's help and investment, it could become a one-of-a-kind safety solution. All it takes is one idea.
So what do you think? Do I need to say more? Do you kind of get the gist of what it is that we're looking for? So I mean, conceivably, you can't see Santam making those devices. I mean, maybe you can, but for now, we don't see ourselves making those devices. We see people having these ideas, and we see ourselves helping them make those ideas products that people can go buy services that people can consume. And I think that's the aim of this campaign. I mean, all of us have got some good ideas, and I think we're creating a place for you to come to. And Brandon will explain the process through which we can support you. But I think there's just one slide I just want to jump to.
These ideas are owned by somebody else already, yes? So can't do these again.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Just that 5-point slide, please.
Well,
Yeah, so I think you can see it's consumer-driven products. It helps us in the sense that we are making the things that we insure a bit safer. I mean, if your car gets jammed and stolen, or if your handbag gets lost, your wallet and your keys and all those things get stolen, those are the things that you then naturally go somewhere to claim for. So if we can prevent those things from happening, I mean, that's good for us, but it's also good for you. It's good for the person, the hassle. You don't have the hassle of having to go to the police, putting in a report, then going through a claims process, etc., etc. So, and the products and services that come to this process for everybody. Anybody that has a car can access those products if people like you start businesses that build those products. So that's really the aim for us, is to enable that, because by doing that we help everybody. We help South Africa, and I think as you saw on the board there, it's about helping South Africa not just think about safety, but to do something about it. And there's a very simple process that we go through, which I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on, but we've got an online submission process. Okay? It really needs you to spend 3 minutes making a video of your idea, and we want a video submission, not a written submission. And I mean, if you should be able to in 3 minutes explain what it is that you want to do. Then we will select the best. We also have pitching sessions. So if you're not able to do a video of yourself or don't like doing it yourself, we will be at 7 locations throughout the country in the month of September. In Joburg specifically, we're going to be at
UKZN and
University of Joburg,
and
and we're at Wits. Yeah, and Dix. So we'll be there for a day, and you'll have a 10-minute slots, and Brandon might be there, I might be there, and we'll help you a little bit in terms of saying your video must address the following things. What is the idea? How are you going to go to market? How are you going to make money? What is it that you need from Santam? Address these 5 points when you actually make that little clip, and we'll have a camera there that can do it, and in that way we'll also put it into the process. Then, unfortunately, we hope to get lots of ideas. Okay, and I mean we can't take all those ideas through the process. So we're going to look at these ideas, all the video submissions. We'll look at it in terms of market attractiveness, originality, time to market. I mean, if you come up with such a great idea, but it's just not feasible with the current technology we have to build it, it might only happen 10 years from now. It might be a great idea, but I don't think we might, it's just not going to be possible in the time frame. So we'll select from that, 10 to 20 sort of ideas, because from that point onwards, we end up supporting you with sort of incubation support, and Brandon will talk a bit about how that process works. But that process essentially takes your idea, turns it into a concept. We'll help you build a prototype. Those are prototypes that we showed you in the videos. They're not the actual final products. So you might need to spend a bit of money, buy a chip, get some plastic, I don't know, whatever it takes to build something. Or you might want to get a developer to spend a couple of days writing a piece of code. So we'll help with that. And then at the end of that process, we'll again look at all these prototypes, and the best ones move forward to the next phase. Some will drop off, and you can go and do whatever it is you want to still do with those ideas. But the ones that move forward will get more support from us in terms of the programs that Brandon's going to talk about. And at the end of it, if your idea gets through all the phases, you'll be able to present this to a Santam panel that actually will consider investing in the business. So if you need to, X number of rand to start manufacturing, to go to market, the guys will be sitting there and they'll be looking to invest in these businesses as sort of startups. I mean, then you'll start your business. And for me, the greatest thing about this is if Santam can help even just one business sort of start, and that business creates a product, and that product creates some jobs, and that jobs and that product makes things better for everybody. I mean, Santam as a brand, for us, it's a fabulous thing to be a part of. And I think for us as South Africans, it's something we all want to see happen, because we are really passionate about our country and trying to make it, as best as we can. So that's the basic process. And I think you get the gist of the kind of things that we're looking for when we say safety. We're not going to exclude anything until we get to video submission phase. So even if you might think it's not, put it in the pipeline, put it on do the submission, and we will consider it. I mean, I think many times myself, having worked with Brandon and them a little bit now through Launch Lab, you look at something and it's the weirdest thing. You think there's no insurance application. And I'll tell you a little story. I mean, the one lady that's a professor at Stellenbosch, they developed some what do you call it, bio process for detecting spores and fungi. You know, and you would say like, okay, what does that have got to do with insurance? The fact of the matter is, I mean, that process, if you apply it into businesses, spores and fungi growing in ventilation and air ducts, okay, can have a material impact on safety of people in terms of the stuff they breathe. If you've got goods, you know, fresh goods or produce, and the spores and fungi get into that, your goods and produce can be spoiled. But so just listening to this idea, and I mean, you know, I think I was at, well, I forget his name now, Jonathan that spoke to me about it. You'll never think that there's an insurance or safety angle to it. But just by listening to it, I mean, we can really apply our minds and find ways in which that can actually, you know, help and be something that either a business or a consumer can use, right? So there's lots of ideas, and I think we will look at all of them, and we'd like you to today, you know, once Brandon's spoken, and we can have a little bit of a chat about some of the concerns you've got, the questions you've got, and that's really, you know, all I wanted to show you, all right? So can I ask Brandon to come up, and he'll talk through his bit, and then afterwards we can talk, we can ask some questions. Okay, thanks.